Tonight, an embattled former mayor on the lam. Trevor Birch misses a court date and now faces a bench warrant for his arrest. Plus, an appeal of the conscience.
I want someone to come forward and just say, hey, I'm sorry.
After surviving a hit and run, a local woman's search for closure. And
Mama always told me life ain't fair.
a mother's musical message after a devastating loss.
All of a sudden, my world just exploded.
The power of song, coming to terms with grief.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Federal government leaders say they will fight back against President Donald Trump's 50% tariff on copper. Meanwhile, a July 21st deadline hangs over that threat to complete a broader U.S.-Canada trade deal. With the latest on negotiations, here's Mike Lucatour.
The Canadian government is digging in on its vow to push back after the U.S. president announced the date for those copper tariffs late yesterday.
We'll fight against it, period.
A defiant declaration from Canada's industry minister talking about the threat of 50% tariffs on Canadian copper. While meeting the Vancouver Board of Trade, Melanie Joly said protecting jobs remains the government's focus in this trade war.
We denounce these illegal tariffs, and we think that they're a direct attack against our workers and now on in the copper industry, and so we'll fight against them.
While the fight continues on one front, negotiations also continue with the U.S. Today, the Foreign Affairs Minister said she believes a deal can get done before Canada's self-imposed deadline of July 21st.
This is an effort that we are putting all our weight behind. I will say that we are still hopeful that an agreement can be achieved indeed.
But what kind of agreement remains an open question for some trade experts.
We're talking about a full-bore renegotiation of the trade agreement, then I don't think anyone thinks that can be done in the next 11 days.
It is a hugely asymmetrical relationship.
Deanna Horton should know. She helped negotiate the first North American Free Trade Agreement, and she believes Canada needs to buy some time to expand other trading partnerships.
For every effort that is being made on trade diversification is something that will have to be implemented as quickly as possible, but these things all take time.
It's part of why Minister Anand is in Malaysia right now, pushing to get a free trade deal with a bloc of 10 Southeast Asian nations. Mike Lucouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
A bench warrant was issued today for the arrest of former Woodstock Mayor Trevor Birch after he failed to show up at court. The 50-year-old was supposed to appear at the London courthouse to set a date for a new trial for his sexual assault case after a mistrial was declared late last year. Birch was also expected to retain a new lawyer after his previous counsel was disbarred. He was previously convicted of sexual assault and assault against a woman he had been in a relationship with. Birch was also found guilty of impaired driving after a crash in Oxford County 2 years ago. London police say they arrested a 33-year-old man accused of stabbing someone on Richmond Row earlier this week. They say the victim is in hospital with life-threatening injuries. According to police, the suspect is expected to appear in court tomorrow. The victim of a hit and run from 2 weeks ago in Midwestern Ontario is sharing her story, hoping the person who hit her comes forward. As Scott Miller reports, in addition to the serious injuries she suffered, she also lost a close companion.
Somebody's put flowers on it.
It was an emotional return to the scene of the location where Diane Lummis was hit by an ATV, injuring her and killing her service dog in training.
I can just barely remember the sound. I have no memory after that. We assumed that I was unconscious for up to 45 minutes.
Lummis had to be airlifted to hospital on June 23rd when a passing ATV hit her and her service dog Mac while the pair were walking on a multi-use rail trail south of Markdale.
My hip was almost dislocated. My wrist was badly sprained. I have another concussion. I have a contusion on my spine, and I have some neck issues.
Lummis was out completing a fundraising walk to raise money for cancer research in honor of her dearly departed mother when she was hit.
This was my present to her. I was going to finish my 50K walk as my birthday present to her.
But what Lummis really lost that day was her best friend and service dog in training, Mac. She says for the past year, he helped her deal with the panic and anxiety attacks she suffered from a previous accident back in 2017.
I will heal. It will take some time. I will heal. The spot that Mac has in my heart will take forever to heal.
With no memory of the incident, Lummis knows that the only way she gets some answers is if the person that hit her and Mac comes forward.
This is for Mac. I want someone to come forward and just say, you know, hey, I'm sorry.
Lummis says it's pretty simple. The outcome that she's seeking from going on TV and talking about this, she's looking for some closure and hopefully some justice for her beloved friend, Mac.
You know, he made it possible for me to think that I could do this cancer walk for my mothers. He made it possible, and he loved every minute of it.
Lummis vows to finish the 15 kilometers she has left in her fundraising walk, crutches and all. She says she'll likely complete it on the rail trail where she was hit just to visit Mac's memorial, but she'll have Mac and his ashes with her the entire time.
This is just like justice for Mac. Like he was my world. He was my absolute world.
Near Markdale, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Police services across the province, including here in London, are launching a hiring campaign, trying to convince more people to reinforce their ranks. As Jerry Dewan reports, London police leaders have money to spend and they're looking to recruit.
Many police services say retirements are outpacing new hires, so a province-wide recruitment campaign has been launched called Answer the Call.
You've heard it your entire life. That persistent pull to serve, help, uplift. It's what drives you to answer the call.
Policing is a calling, and we're looking to find the best and brightest in our community to come join our ranks.
Acting Superintendent David Yunan says the London service has been able to effectively find new recruits, but the challenges are expected to persist. It comes at a time when London police are trying to grow their complement with a record 4-year, $672 million budget, much of that geared to hiring 97 new officers. Yunan says London police have been running their own social media campaigns illustrating diverse opportunities within policing that would appeal to people with a range of backgrounds from finance to science to digital technologies.
There's a wide swath of different units and sections within the London Police Service. And that's something that once you achieve a certain amount of time on the frontline ranks, you can go and apply to these units and bring your talents into our organization.
The campaign is a collaboration of associations representing the province's chiefs, police boards, and labor organizations. Elmer Police Chief Kyle Johnstone says being part of this campaign and having the reach across the province that it offers is extremely beneficial for a smaller police service.
Bringing everyone together kind of removes this kind of siloed approach that we were all taking, all very well-meaning, rowing in the same direction. But at the end of the day, this is something that's good for policing in Ontario collectively, and all of our efforts combined are really going to make a difference.
The website itsacalling.ca provides links to all police services across the province and provides insights into the world of policing. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
A hot Thursday across the area with the humidity starting to climb. Daytime highs coming into the upper 20s, approaching 30 degrees towards Chatham and Windsor. Humidex feeling like the low 30s, and in London still feeling like 33, feeling like 35 in Kitchener-Waterloo. We have had some scattered showers and thunderstorms earlier in the day. We had some action towards Elgin County. You can see most of that has dissipated. We do have some thunderstorms that have been rolling through Haldimand and Norfolk. So instability holding across the area. We have about a 30% chance of thunderstorms over the next couple of hours. As soon as we hit 8 o'clock, that probability drops off. The winds will be light tonight, still quite warm as we push towards 8 o'clock. A few clouds to mainly clear by midnight, and we're down to about 17 degrees. Warm and muggy conditions. Watch for a bit of patchy fog through the overnight. I'll take you through the extended forecast. Slight risk for showers over the weekend. I'll tell you when, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Julie. Southwestern public health officials say someone was exposed to a bat infected with rabies in Woodstock recently. Rabies usually spreads to humans through bites or scratches from an infected animal, and if left untreated, it can be deadly. Health officials say all animal bites should be reported to the local health unit. London Knights head coach Dale Hunter will be behind the bench for Canada at the 2026 World Juniors. Hunter previously won gold with Canada at the 2020 tournament. His brother Mark will also be part of the team's management group. The Hunters are coming off a Memorial Cup championship with the Knights last month, their third national junior title. The 2026 World Juniors start Boxing Day in Minnesota. A Woodstock-based country musician has released a new song about a devastating personal loss. Sean Irvin has more on the creative process behind the track and the impact it's already making.
Musicians often express loss through a song. For Woodstock country artist Tracy Kennedy, her latest track is about the worst kind of loss anyone could experience, the death of a child. Her daughter Kaylee died by suicide in the summer of 2022, just a few short years after she'd shared the stage with her mother.
And a friend just so happened to capture that moment, and I'll treasure that forever.
Kaylee had long struggled with the loss of her father and grandfather and suffered anxiety during the pandemic while living alone in Toronto. Tracy offered frequent love and support, but never anticipated the devastating phone call she received from a police officer telling her Kaylee had died.
All of a sudden, my world just exploded.
Tracy would spend the next year going through all the stages of grief. She'd also question herself.
Why didn't I see the signs earlier? And you just go through a roller coaster.
Then Kaylee's friend gave Tracy a bound book with blank pages to write down her thoughts. Over many months, the thoughts became a song about her heartache. Tracy, who recorded an album and toured Canada and the U.S. 2 decades ago, returned to the studio. The result is her new song, You Never Said Goodbye.
Help me understand the reasons why you never said goodbye.
It has already hit #1 on the independent Canadian Country Top 100 list. It has also been nominated for the Josie Awards at the Grand Ole Opry in November.
Leaving me here to face my biggest fight.
Tracy hopes the track reaches parents and families who've lost loved ones to suicide.
I want those that hear the song to know it's okay to feel the way you feel. It's okay to cry.
In Woodstock, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Coming up, summer camp for everyone. The local YMCA making it more accessible for newcomers to our community.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvlondon.ca, your home for news.
Welcome back to the latest now on the legal action at London Health Sciences Centre. New documents obtained by CTV News reveal warnings were issued to the board years ago, which one former hospital executive says were ignored. With more, here's Rita Ismail.
Following yesterday's revelations of 2 bombshell lawsuits filed by London Health Sciences Centre, totaling $60+ million against former top executives, CTV News spoke with a former hospital CEO, Tony Dagnoni, who retired in 2005. Dagnoni shared letters he sent to the board, warning them of potential misconduct and calling hospital governance a colossal failure. Writing in part, LHSC board should be aware aware that a substantial amount of consulting fees incurred by the hospital were allegedly paid through a third party. If there is any element of truth to this transaction practice, one or more individuals should be held to serious account. Dagnoni says his concerns were dismissed by the board. According to newly obtained statement of claims, prior to the hospital filing its series of lawsuits, 2 of the former senior executives named yesterday are suing LHSC for wrongful dismissal. Former CFO Abhi Mukherjee is suing LHSC for over $500,000, claiming he was fired without cause in August 2024, less than 2 years into his role. At the same time, former administrative executive Bradley Campbell is seeking more than $1.5 million, alleging LHSC breached a 5-year contract by terminating him prematurely. In its statement of defense, LHSC says prior to being hired in July of 2022, Campbell had previously worked with LHSC for approximately 6 years as a consultant through his various consulting businesses, including Corpus Sanchez International Consultancy, which is also named in the LHSC lawsuit. Reaction continues to pour in today, with the Ontario Nurses Association saying it's time for the province to start investing more of its healthcare dollars in frontline healthcare workers. In a statement to CTV News, ONA says the London community witnessed members of LHSC's previous senior management team, through years of scandal and controversy, treated staff with disrespect, all while funds desperately needed for frontline care disappeared or were withheld. Peter Bergmanis of the Ontario Health Coalition, a provincial healthcare watchdog, agrees.
That money could have gone right to direct patient care. We have a hospital that is legendary for overcrowding, hallway medicine, wait times, ORs that can't run 24/7, and they are siphoning off for private gain millions of dollars. Shame on them.
All individuals named in the LHSC lawsuit are no longer employed at the hospital. London police continue to investigate. None of the allegations have been proven in court. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Summer camp season is well underway, including YMCA day camps. And according to officials with the Y, this year they're hosting even more kids thanks to a dedicated effort to make it all more affordable, especially for newcomers to London. Lauren Stallone reports.
Summer is officially underway, and thousands of kids are taking part in the YMCA's summer day camp program across southwestern Ontario.
Instead of sitting in your desk playing video games and like just spamming on that keyboard 24/7, it's just a way to get out of the house, and your parents are free and you have amazing counselors, so you're in good hands.
Why do you like being outside and being with other kids?
So you get like fresh air and you're so young.
I like coming here because I always want to meet new people, and I love spending my time outside. Like, we get to go boating on the water, and we're like walking and we're having fun.
Children attending the camp get to participate in a wide range of activities like swimming, crafts, and all sorts of outdoor play.
The program is really fun. I really enjoy boating. You get to take the kids out on the canoe. It's really fun. It's nice to just have a good time with kids. You get paid for it.
This summer, the Y is also offering financial assistance to newcomer families.
Thanks to the TD Group, this year again, they've provided an incredible $20,000 in funding to help newcomers, new to Canada from a whole bunch of countries around the world, who can have this experience that otherwise wouldn't be able to benefit from it.
Organizers say this program gives children of all backgrounds, beliefs, and abilities the chance to shine.
The idea of this camp is to provide opportunities for newcomers to have really healthy, developmental, fun experiences for their kids as they arrive here in Canada.
Camp counselors say it is a privilege to watch the children flourish and grow throughout their time together.
I love seeing them smile. I love making their day, and I love trying to show up, be my best so that they can all have fun and go home smiling to their parents.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
We're at the midway point for Rock the Park, and tonight the vibes are all about dance and electronic music. With more on the festival so far and what's still to come, we're joined by Nick Paparella live from Harris Park. Nick, over to you.
And Carlyle, the party is still going here at Harris Park. Night 3 of Rock the Park. And as you mentioned, it's dance party tonight. I'm joined now by the program director, the Grand Poobah at Virgin Radio and at Pure Country, Brad Gibb. And Brad, big time night for a lot of young people.
It sounds like a party. We've got Sam Feld, who's on right now, two friends coming up, and Kygo's the headliner this evening. And he's headlined festivals all over the world. Just played for over 100,000 people in Quebec. You know, he's been to big two fine festivals in Mexico City and all over. So we're lucky to have him here tonight.
And yeah, that's quite a find for Rock the Park, because this guy plays to stadiums, sold out stadiums around the world, and he's here at Rock the Park.
And this is the first time there's been an EDM night, which is electronic dance music. So the first time ever in the 21 years of Rock the Park that they've had an EDM night.
Night 3. Bell Media has been involved in all 3 nights. So far, so good. The weather has held out, and the bands have been great.
It's been fantastic. Hozier on Tuesday night was just awesome. The Red Clay Strays last night, you know, more of a kind of a country Americana, the younger country. It's been young crowds all week. That's really been a nice change to this, that the young people have really come out and are going to be out tonight.
But an older crowd maybe on Saturday night for the final night, and it's country night.
Well, Saturday night, that is Pure Country 93's country night, and it's not, you know, it's not an older crowd. It's a family reunion. It's young and old. It's just like an old-fashioned country jamboree. You know, you got Lee Bryce, and you got new acts like the Reclaws and Owen Riegling. You can still win tickets on Pure Country 93, but it's going to be a great time on Saturday.
And tickets are still available for every night.
Yes, tickets are still available for every night. It's a kind of a low ticket alert for Saturday, and it starts early too, so it's going to be a full day here in the park.
All right, the dance party is on. Everybody is getting into the groove. Back to you.
On the desk with Julie Anderson now, on a day that certainly felt humid if you're outside for any length of time, really. And when we feel that humidity, usually an indication that some volatility may be in the air.
Yeah, we have a hot, humid air mass in place. Anytime you get humidity values like this into the mid to upper 30s, any trigger at all, you can see scattered showers and thunderstorms. A great day to be at the beach, but you can see a little bit of cloud cover and not quite as clear as we were looking at this time yesterday. Now, our forecast high today, we surpassed it. We got all the way up to 29 this afternoon. Some areas even hitting 30 degrees, and it felt like the mid 30s. The comfort levels will be decreasing in the coming days. We've had scattered showers and thunderstorms in and around Elgin County, Norfolk County as well. You can see them popping up on our satellite radar. Over the next couple of hours, still about a 30% chance of a thunderstorm. This type of air mass, as Carlyle was mentioning, you can just see the action pop up. I was tracking a few last night that were coming in and into the London area, and then one dove southward and fell apart. So over the next couple of hours, as I mentioned, the probability will start to drop off. As soon as we hit about 8 o'clock, the probability dips to about 10%. Now, areas that did pick up scattered showers and thunderstorms today, watch for a bit of fog overnight, and other areas could see a bit of fog as well. So high moisture content. We are under the influence of high pressure, but this stationary boundary remains in place south of the area. Any shift in movement of that boundary generates the risk for scattered showers and the possibility of some thunderstorms. Now, we have some cool air that's moved into Western Canada. Temperature in the single digits starting to come up just a bit, but after some recent rainfall and the passage of a cold front, you can see the frontal boundary where it lies, because it's still 26 in Regina and 30 in Winnipeg. Now, forest fires continue to be a major issue with air quality advisories and smoke advisories in effect. This is reading the black carbon in the atmosphere. I just wanted to give you a quick view of the areas that are seeing the highest levels. So northwestern Ontario, northeastern Manitoba, and you can see those areas indicated again by that forest fire smoke. Overnight, 16 degrees in the city. Temperature will dip down overnight, but hot and humid conditions for your Friday. And once again, the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms. The other thing this time of year, when we get into an air mass that's this hot and humid, if we get under a thunderstorm, there's so much moisture that we get these extremely heavy downpours in very localized areas. And that, of course, leads to low-level or low-lying flooding in some areas. So just be aware of that. As we head into your Friday afternoon, things look not to blossom too much. So just a 30% chance. And then on on Saturday. Things start rolling again in the afternoon, and those probabilities will go up Saturday night as a front starts to come in. So if you're heading to Rock the Park again on Friday, here's your forecast. 29, feeling about 10 degrees warmer than that. So it's going to be hot and humid. Make sure to hydrate before you head out. Our metal roof outlet forecast for your Saturday, 31. We will see increasing amounts of cloud cover with a chance of nighttime rain. And then on Sunday, scattered showers and 28. 29 on Monday, full sunshine, a mix of sun and cloud Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday. Daytime highs anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees. So focusing on your Friday forecast, we are expecting a mix of sun and cloud. There'll be times where the clouds will be moving in and out of the area, and then heading through the afternoon, about that 30% chance of a pop-up thunderstorm. Nighttime rain Saturday, scattered showers on Sunday. Definitely not a wash. Still a great weekend to be outdoors, and lots of sunshine. Hot and humid conditions are holding strong over the next 7. And as we head to Midwestern Ontario, expecting a mix of sun and cloud for your Friday, and 29, 31 on a Saturday and Sunday. Higher probabilities for showers across the area this weekend, 31 to 27. It's going to be a hot and humid weekend. And again, dodging some rainfall on Sunday with the highest chance. Monday into Tuesday, a mix of sun and cloud, and Wednesday, daytime highs anywhere from 28 to 29 degrees. And then as we head into Thursday, a 60% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, the high 29. So once again, as we recap the weekend forecast, if you are heading out and about Friday, things looking good. It's going to be hot and humid with the risk for scattered showers and thunderstorms, although the probability on the lower end. The greatest risk for rainfall this weekend will come Saturday evening into Sunday.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up, taking risks with private investing, how the pursuit of big returns can turn into devastating losses.
One last chance for you to win your way into Rock the Park on Pure Country.
Yes, we want to hook you up with tickets to see Lee Bryce this Saturday alongside the Reclaws, Owen Ringling, and more. All you got to do is head to our Instagram page right now.
Good luck.
The federal government is reportedly stepping in to help car dealerships cover electric vehicle rebates after the program was abruptly canceled when it was overwhelmed with Tesla claims. Adrian Gobriel reports.
A controversy that began following an electric sales weekend.
This has been a 6-month hardship for small independent dealerships across the country that have been owed $11 million by Transport Canada.
On Friday, January 10th, car dealerships across the country received this email from Transport Canada saying in part, due to the high uptake, the EV rebate program will be paused in a few weeks. That weekend, a handful of Tesla locations across Canada reported the sale of 8,600 vehicles, amounting to $43 million in taxpayer-funded rebates. By that Monday, the federal program was closed.
Dealers paid out money to customers with the commitment to the Government of Canada that the dealers would then be reimbursed.
CTV News has spoken with some of the 200 independent dealers across the country who are out of pocket a combined $11 million, some asking that we hide their identity to protect their business.
In my case, we're talking over $400,000 loss. Huge impact.
Following a months-long investigation,
Can't say anything. You can't say anything at all?
CTV News has now learned that Transport Canada will allow all car dealers, including Tesla, to submit any historical rebates that were paid out to customers before the program was abruptly closed in January, sending out this email informing dealerships of a webinar this coming Friday and Tuesday outlining an important update. Transport Canada has also told CTV News they're looking at starting a new program, saying in an email that they're looking at ways to reintroduce a purchase incentive worth up to $5,000 that supports Canadian workers, strengthens our domestic supply chains, and reflects the times we're in.
I think we're going to see a renewed rebate program, and it's going to have some filters there that say the qualifying vehicles either are made in Canada or have substantial content from Canada. There isn't one Tesla production plant in Canada.
Canada's Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association is also calling on Ottawa to scrap the GST on all made-in-Canada vehicles, not just offer incentives for EVs. That's something the Conservatives campaigned on during the last federal election. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
A warning when it comes to private investing, make sure to research where your money is going first before handing it over. Pat Foran has 2 examples of people in the Toronto area who are now out tens of thousands of dollars each.
How much does $30,000 mean to you, Helen?
That's my life.
Helen Boodoo of Scarborough says it was a year and a half ago when someone she knew offered her the chance to invest in a landscaping company.
I said, fine, I don't mind. And then I go take out all my money from my bank and give it to them. And then now I'm broke.
Boodoo was told if she invested $30,000, she would get back her principal plus $3,000 interest in just 2 months. She had them sign a promissory note, but when it was time for her funds to be returned, she was told the money was gone.
I tell them I want my money. She said, we don't have no money. You give me free money and we enjoying the money. I cry every day. Every day I cry.
I'll park some money there and just try something different than stocks and bonds.
Nick Hatzimalis of Richmond Hill saw an opportunity to invest in real estate. He invested $60,000 and was told he would receive interest payments for a year and a half and then get back his entire amount. He did receive some monthly payments, but they stopped, and now he's worried his entire investment is in jeopardy.
Now I'm in a position where I can't get my money back. At least not anytime soon. I took that gamble and it bit me.
Remember that your money is going out there. Remember to be safe. Get a third-party opinion.
Marani Law, a firm that helps investors with private lending, says there are risks involved and you need to do your research carefully before investing.
Go to a lawyer or somebody in the industry who's able to review the documentation before you release your funds.
Boodoo went to court to try and get her money back, but her case is at a standstill. Hatzimalis is hopeful his funds will eventually be returned, but both regret trying private investing.
I'm 73 years old, and that is all I living on, and they don't want to pay me. So what am I supposed to do?
That's what I was going for, something safe, something that I knew I was going to get my money back. I probably would have been better off just putting in a GIC.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Strength in the base metals sector helped Canada's main stock index climb higher. The TSX was up 110 points. In New York, the Dow added 192. The Nasdaq rose 19. The Canadian dollar gained a modest 0.05 of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold is up almost $5 an ounce. Oil fell about $1.80 a barrel.
Spends around a good minute reading his ingredient list, making sure which one he wants.
Later on CTV News, a break-in at a BC bakery sets a new standard for boldness when the thieves return for more. Welcome back. Police in Eastern Ontario say they've arrested a 17-year-old accused of assaulting an 8-year-old girl with injuries so severe they initially thought the child was attacked by an animal. With the latest on the investigation, here's Katie Griffin.
There is a lot of shock and sadness in this community today. It is a place where everyone knows everyone involved, and many say that makes this even harder. We've seen investigators going door to door speaking with residents after the news that a 17-year-old boy was charged with attempted murder and sexual assault with a weapon in connection with an attack on an 8-year-old girl. Residents say they're in disbelief.
Devastated, heartbroken. I don't know what else to say. It's shocking. I'm numb.
A lot of community members are, how can this happen in our community? And how do we understand that we can move forward and make it better for our community?
The girl had initially been reported missing the night of June 23rd and was found by the Ontario Provincial Police K-9 unit critically injured a few hours later. Her injuries were so bad, some in the town said it was a miracle she was even alive. Police initially suspected it might have been an animal attack, but didn't rule out human involvement. Yesterday, police announcing that samples taken from the victim's wounds revealed no traces of animal DNA.
Investigators can't pigeonhole or just totally tunnel vision an investigation. They have to look at all other aspects. So the investigation continued in many ways. One of them resulted in this 17-year-old being arrested this week and charged.
A lot of residents have expressed frustration with police, wanting to have been told more information sooner. Ontario Provincial Police say they recognize there are a lot of questions and concerns from the community, and they will be hosting a town hall on Saturday. Katie Griffin, CTV News, Quadville, Ontario.
The Royal Canadian Air Force held a change of command ceremony in Ottawa today. For the first time in its history, the Air Force is commanded by a woman. Lieutenant General Jamie Spicer-Blanchette took over from Eric Kenney, now the 22nd RCAF commander. Spicer-Blanchette is from Quebec and has served as a Griffin helicopter pilot and deputy Air Force commander. She was also deployed to UN and NATO peacekeeping tours in Haiti and Bosnia. The Alberta government is moving forward with banning certain books from school libraries, which politicians say include sexually explicit material.
This policy gives clear direction for school boards, teachers, and school staff, and provides greater assurances to parents about the kinds of material available to children in school libraries.
According to Alberta politicians, this review was launched after they were notified of 4 different coming-of-age graphic novels in school libraries in Edmonton and Calgary. Critics question whether government officials are specifically targeting books with LGBT+ content. However, the education minister has claimed this was never about erasing particular narratives from school libraries.
Hi there, it's time for your London List. A great chance to find out what's going on in the city for the weekend. We're joined by KP from Mornings on 97.5 Virgin Radio. The London List brought to you by Downtown London. We're heading downtown tonight.
Yes.
Rock the Park continues. Who's playing tonight?
It's been so fun so far. Tonight, it's an EDM, some music festival vibes with Kygo headlining Two Friends. It's going to be such an amazing, amazing show. And then the momentum keeps going for Friday. It's the rock show with Bad Omens and Under Oath. And then Saturday, finishing off Rock the Park with a country night. And that's going to be Lee Brice, the Reclaws, Lone Star. Full list, of course, rockthepark.ca to grab those tickets if you still need them.
Rock the Park is so much fun. It has such a great summer vibe. The concert vibe for summer is so much fun. All right, so as we head through the weekend, if you're not heading to Rock the Park and you have some other plans, London Majors.
London Majors are taking on Kitchener at Labatt Park on Friday night. First pitch, 7:35. You know the deal. It's going to be a really good just summer evening. And you'll be able to hear the music from Rock the Park, I'm sure, actually at the ball game. So that'll be fun.
Absolutely. Outdoor movie nights continue in the city. A couple coming up.
They do, yeah. So it varies. Each park has a different movie. Paddington 2 is playing this weekend. Harry Potter is playing. A lot of really recognizable films. And again, it's always free. So you pack your lawn chairs, your blanket, whatever you want to sit on, some snacks, and just have a really lovely night under the stars with your friends, family. And you can check out the full list at london.ca.
And there's something going on at the Covent Garden Market this weekend.
Yeah, it's a big multicultural event. This looks incredible. Music from around the world, dancing, food, really cool entertainment. If you want to check that out, it's at the Covent Garden Market Saturday night from 7 until 10:30.
And there's a Pride art show going on. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this has been continuing on. It's on for another week or so at various locations, but it's the TAP Center for Creativity on Dundas, another art show there as well. So if you want to check out some of these exhibitions, you can check out londonpride.ca, all the details on there too. But lots to see, lots to do, especially for Pride Month.
All right, thanks KP. That's your London List brought to you by Downtown London. Have a great weekend and we'll see you next time. I've seen a double rainbow, but never been able to get a photograph. Thank you, Rhonda, for sending this one in. Partly cloudy overnight. Watch for a bit of fog developing. Lots of sunshine, but the risk of thunderstorms in the extended forecast. The next opportunity for measurable rain, other than thunderstorms, will come to the area Saturday night. And it looks like we could see some light rainfall linger into Sunday. It's going to be hot and humid over the next 7 days.
Officials in Gaza say Israel killed at least 34 Palestinians with overnight strikes. According to local hospital officials, the deaths included 10 people who were hit outside a medical clinic. Israeli military officials say one of their soldiers was killed in Gaza today. The Israeli Prime Minister is meeting with President Donald Trump in Washington this week, supposedly working toward a U.S.-led ceasefire plan. However, there has been little progress toward that reported. Emergency officials in Texas say the death toll from flash flooding is now at 120, and that's expected to rise higher. They also say 161 people are still missing in the hardest hit areas, which includes 5 girls and a counselor from a summer camp. Elsewhere in New Mexico, 3 people were killed by flash floods on Tuesday. National weather officials say in the last decade, flooding has accounted for about 1/6 of all weather-related deaths in the U.S. RCMP are investigating a brazen daytime theft in BC, breaking into a bakery, stealing thousands of dollars in cash and property, only to return for more minutes later. As Sinjin Alexander reports, the whole thing was caught on security cameras.
This is the door they used to come in, but rather than breaking in, they actually broke off the lockbox.
The alarm was tripped and blaring, yet surveillance video shows two intruders seemingly unfazed, heading straight to the till at Dan Go Cake Lab, grabbing iPads, cash, checking every nook and cranny for more.
And then for some bizarre reason, while they were opening the doors, they found birthday toppers and candles, and they decided they wanted that as well.
And apparently one of them has a sweet tooth, because on the way out couldn't resist a package of Chips Ahoy. Timestamps show this all unfolded very early Monday.
They have masks on, hoodies on. One of them has a cigarette in his mouth.
As if this brazen bakery break-in wasn't enough, it got even more bizarre. The thieves came back for more, only 40 minutes later. This time, much more relaxed, taking time to compare different types of chocolate.
Spends around a good minute reading his ingredient list, making sure which one he wants. I mean, there's dark chocolate, white chocolate, and he just chose the cocoa butter, which he can't really eat on its own.
They stroll to the back of the kitchen, to the staff area.
Opens all the lockers, sees which one has a nicer jacket, decides he wants that one olive green jacket.
It sounds to me like they were not in a rush.
No, they were on a shopping spree.
After taking more cash from the office, they sauntered out of the store, a Bluetooth speaker and cocoa butter in hand. It was already daylight, and staff showed up only minutes later to find the door open.
That's the reality of it. I mean, you look, the first time they were in and out in a minute and a half. The second time they took their time.
Roughly $10,000 worth of goods are gone, and Mounties are now on the case. Now, surveillance cameras also caught images of two men wearing the same clothes, watching the pastry shop earlier in the day. Clear shots, the owners believe, of Richmond's sweet tooth burglars. Sinjin Alexander, CTV News, Richmond.
Whether it's the trade war or talk of Canada's annexation, there's been no shortage of stories about our straining relationship with the U.S. With more on the deepening distrust, here's Ryan McDonald.
If Canadians see the United States as more of a threat these days, that doesn't come as much of a surprise to Sarah Douay.
Going through the U.S. border in New Brunswick, and we're actually turned back as naturalized American citizens.
Douay holds dual citizenship. She's a tour guide at the S&L Railway Museum in Louisbourg and says she typically doesn't advertise her American roots these days, given the strained relationship between the two countries.
Growing up in the U.S., you want to still hold on to that, but being Canadian living in Canada, you have to kind of look out for that side as well. So yeah, I'm a little nervous.
We asked people in 25 countries which country they see as their most important ally and which they see as their greatest threat.
A recent survey by the Pew Research Center in Washington, D.C. found that 59% of Canadian respondents currently see the U.S. as a threat. That's nearly triple the number from 2019, when 20% of Canadians polled felt that way. However, 55% of Canadians surveyed still say the United States remains Canada's most important ally.
Most see it as an economic threat to their country, but again, Canada and Mexico stand out as the only countries where more than half of the people who named the U.S. as a threat say it's a great deal of threat to their country's national security as well.
Most of them, too, are kind of saying they're trying to escape, for lack of a better term.
Back at the museum in Louisbourg, Douay says she's surprised by how many Americans have come through the doors so far this summer, and that if Canadians are avoiding travel south of the border, that doesn't necessarily appear to be happening the other way around.
A lot of them are very sorry and apologetic. I did meet one woman who had a sticker that said Trump and had a little X through the name, so that was kind of interesting to see.
Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Louisbourg, Nova Scotia.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest in the
breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
Excuse me. Welcome back. Finally tonight, a Southwestern Ontario musician and his latest video all about Canadian pride. Alexander Hollick has more on the song and its message.
I'm packing my bags, taking these white legs, traveling Canadian land.
Kevin Westfall is one proud Canuck.
I'm really proud to be from Kitchener. I'm proud to be from Ontario. And I'm a real proud Canadian.
The musician puts his pride on display through his music. And his latest song, Canadian Land, is no exception.
I had this one written and recorded back a few years back when our dollar went really low. And I wrote it, and I never did anything with it.
But recent trade tensions between Canada and the U.S. inspired Westfall to take a stand.
I thought, you know what, I'm going to take that song. Now's the time to do a video and get it out there.
We wanted to make it really Canadiana. And I mean, the whole song is based on Canadians traveling this summer or in the winter and being tourists in Canada.
I can't afford to roam too far from home with the dollar down real low.
The upbeat track takes aim at affordability and a low exchange rate.
I won't lose $40 on 100, not with my holiday plan.
Encouraging listeners to localize their summer travel.
And I'll see the pretty of every town and city as I tour Ontario.
I could never understand why anybody would want to go anywhere else for a vacation.
Canadians are looking to travel at home because they are reconsidering going to other locations because of the trade dispute.
Ontario's Tourism Industry Association says its members have seen an increase in local bookings and business.
Canadians and Ontarians are looking to spend differently and they're looking to support local.
While Westfall says he's been known to make playful tunes, he's serious about his message.
We have to keep this the best place in the world to live, and I think we will.
I'll be packing my bags, taking these white legs and traveling Canadian land.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Kitchener.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. I'm back tonight with your late news at 11. Bye for now.